place that Steve Young could throw that ball if it weren't going to be an interception. It was out of bounds.
Right.
This guy's come up big in this. I mean, he's played the pass well, and he's also played, remember, a couple of those runs early.
3rd and 10 with 13 seconds left. Young.
Welcome back. Well, the Cowboys,
considering the game plan that they have defensively, they came in to stop.
But right now, the last couple of possessions, the Cowboy defensive line has been in Steve Young's face, so that's going to be a big problem for him.
all right, and the 49ers are about to get the ball.
He is cut down by Vanderbeek at the 21. Halftime statistics.
Well, you know, we talked about dominance, and the statistics show it. First downs, 19-6. Rushing yards, the Cowboys almost had 100 yards. The 49ers really didn't get started. 177 passing. And, of course, the one turnover that led to a touchdown. So, in every statistic there could be the Cowboys won it, but with a score 28-7, you would expect that.
And 19 first downs. That's awesome. Here's Steve Young to throw it. Outside to Rice. Knocked out of bounds by Kevin Smith. Picked up about 8. Maybe not quite that much. Steve Young under pressure so far. Been sacked once, hurried 3 times, knocked down 3 times. 1 ball batted down, but that by Haley, and 1 interception.
You know, a guy that's had a lot to do with that is number 78, Big Leon Lett. He has really, in that first half, really gotten a big push in the middle.
2nd and 3. The handoff was to Ricky Waters, who is hit as soon as he takes the handoff by Ken Norton.
And again, if you just watch Lett right here, he just gets penetration. And once he gets back on this side of the line of scrimmage, it's really tough, even though he doesn't make the play. You see how he gets in the backfield right there? That makes the running back cut to the middle. There's no cutback. That makes him go, and you force him right into your linebackers.
3rd and about 2. The handoff is again to Waters, and again he doesn't get it. Jimmy Jones this time.
And again, you know, we talked in the first half about how the 49ers were really dominated by the offensive line, but here they are by the defensive line too. You see they're playing on the 49ers side of the ball. You see Haley getting penetration up on top. Leon Lett, 78, getting penetration. Jimmy Jones getting in there to make the play, but it started with the right penetration of Lett and the left penetration of Charles Haley.
Klaus Wilmsmeyer back to punt. Williams back deep for Dallas. Stay away from it. And Wilmsmeyer's punt goes out of bounds at about the 27-yard line, where Dallas will take over 1st and 10. The defense has done its job. Now let's see if the edge is still there on offense. There's Big Leon Lett.
Okay, and he is a big guy and a heck of a player. You know, it's too bad he's remembered a lot for that play in the Super Bowl and the play on Thanksgiving.
Kicking team, penalties declined. 1st down.
49ers had too many people downfield on the punt. How do you like to run down under a kick like this?
Well, you know, the guy that could leave is that end man on the line of scrimmage. So what they do is they double team him. They play him inside, outside, and you get a guy like Gann on him, they don't let him play at all. They just, that's like playing with 10 guys.
Just take him right out of it.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere.
Cowboys now go with 2 tight ends, Novacek and Galbraith. Aikman to Emmett Smith, hit by Stubblefield behind the line. First half for Aikman.
Well, you know, the thing that they do is they move the ball around so well, and most of the passing game is under 15 yards. In fact, you see that he threw a lot to the right, but he only threw 1 ball that was to the right over 15 yards. So everything is in that, you know, that underneath, that under 15 area, left, middle, and again, primarily to the right.
2nd and 14, passing down, coming up for Aikman again. Under the rush by Stubblefield, another rush, and now down he goes. Stubblefield was there first.
And see, the 49ers on defense this time, Pat, are starting to do the things we talked about. They're starting to disrupt that thing, take away the rhythm, get someone in the backfield. Here's Stubblefield right here, and you'll see he gets penetration. Boom, he takes an inside move. He's right up the middle. Now Aikman can't do those rhythm things. He can't read. He can't step up. He can't do anything if you can break through, break someone through somehow.
An assist from Artie Smith. But Stubblefield furnished the initial pressure. Third and long. Draw play to Emmitt Smith. Not much there. Stubblefield again involved on the tackle.
I don't know what Stubblefield took at halftime or what they told Stubblefield at halftime, but he came out and he made 3 plays in a row here. He got through there on the pass rush just before that. They tried to run a draw right at him, thinking he would run by it. He didn't run by anything.
They were saying to us, the 49ers were yesterday, that he has approached his rookie year in a more mature fashion than any rookie they've ever seen. Studying, learning new techniques. Jet back to punt it.
George Siebert said he does everything like a professional.
Jet's kick is good. It's going to be handled by Dexter Carter. And the 49ers will take over at their own 44. Dallas still leads it 28-7. We appreciate it. Rice comes wide left. The 49ers have to make something happen. And soon. Young goes back to throw, going deep for Rice, and he's got it. Lost it. Brown closed fast. Rice had the ball and dropped it.
You know, I think if there's been one underrated player on this Dallas Cowboy team, and they have a lot of players, but it's been this guy, Larry Brown. I mean, all year he's been a solid guy. Maybe a lapse here and there, but I think that of all the guys you talk about who plays well, who helps them win, Larry Brown has been quietly effective.
That was perfect timing. And Rice had the ball and Brown just knocked it away.
Right, and Larry Brown is saving his best for the championship game. This is the best he's looked.
Steve Wallace is number 74, limping to the side now. Harry Boatswain has taken his place already. Steve Wallace. He's had an outstanding year. The Cowboys. Steve Wallace made it over to the sideline. As we're ready to go 2nd and 10. Boatswain has taken his place. Rice is flanked left. Outside Haley, intended for Rice. Incomplete. He felt them coming.
Yep, and he tried to get outside the pass rush. You know, you put in Boatswain, and then you know you're going to get a big pass rush by Charles Haley, so they put a rollout outside of him. You know, Jerry Rice has only caught 3 passes today for 32 yards, and he hasn't made any yards after the catch. You know, I mean, if you look at that, that's his big thing is right here, this yards after the catch, and he hasn't done any today. That's good tackling, too.
3rd and 10. To Waters. He struggles to get out of bounds at about the 46. Not enough for a first down, and the 49ers will have to punt. By the way, when Dallas gets the ball, Troy Aikman took a shot to the head a moment ago on that last series. We might see Bernie Kosar at quarterback. He's loosening for a series till they can check and see how Aikman is. Klaus Wilmsmeyer back to punt. This is a dandy. Williams, fair catch at the 10, backs up to the 9 where he is stopped there. Aikman, a shot to the head, may not be back.
Niners' inability to convert 3rd down haunts them again. They only got 1 in the first half. They're 0 for 2 so far in the second half. And it's the Cowboys' ball at their own 10-yard line. Bernie Kosar at quarterback.
And Bernie Kosar, who the Cowboys got in the middle of the season, takes Aikman's place. Aikman was just outstanding while he was there. He might be back. They haven't ruled that out yet. 1st and 10. From the 49ers, word that Steve Wallace has a sprained right knee. We're not sure about his return to the contest.
You know, if you watch, you always talk about 8-man front, but watch Tim McDonald here, Pat, what they do to get the 8th man up. They bring a safety up. And you see him come up there. They know that Kosar's in. They have him backed up. They know that they're going to run, so they want to gang up on the run. And that's the way you gang up on it, with your strong safety to make 8 men up.
2nd and 8. Bernie Kosar is the Dallas quarterback. Back to throw it. Kosar under pressure. Tries to scramble. That is not his strong point.
Oh, and the 49ers know that, and even though Troy Aikman is not a big scrambler, Troy Aikman did have a couple of big runs in that first half, kind of calmed him down a little. Now with Bernie Kosar, they know that he can't move at all, so he's going to be a sitting target, and they're just going to rush that point.
3rd and 8. Aikman just called the trainer over a moment ago and said, I need your help. I'm dizzy.
Yeah, well,
whether he'll be back or not, I don't know.
He took the oxygen, and then he went away from the oxygen and said he thought he was okay. You see him with smelling salts there, and he's still recovering from that Dennis Brown knee to the helmet.
3rd and 8. Kosar back to throw it. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Kevin Williams. Flag on the play.
I'll tell you, Eric Williams again just finished off a pass rush. At the end of that play, some guy just came flying off of Eric Williams.
That happens quite often.
The body just went, I mean, a red-shirted body just went boom in the air off of Eric Williams.
Jerry Markbright.
Maybe one of the officials saw that and thought that was a penalty of some sort.
There was a flag down.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit after the incompletion on number 79 offense. Half the distance to the goal and the down counts. A continuing action foul. 4th down.
That's what I saw, Pat. That was Eric Williams, and there was a body flying off of him, and they said it was late.
It's a personal foul, so they'll move it backward. And John Jett standing back close to the end zone. Now Emmitt Smith went off on the previous play, holding his arm.
Yeah, it happened on that blocking play. You know, he hurt his shoulder again last week on a blocking play, and I think he hurt it there on a blocking play.
Jett takes the snap back on the end line. Good kick. But Dexter Carter will field it in good shape. Across the 50. One good block. And Carter gets down to about the 43. Knocked out of bounds by Woodson. Carter and Woodson don't have too many compliments for each other.
Darren Woodson is one of those guys who was a linebacker in college, and he's playing safety now and a special teams guy, but he kept that linebacker mentality with him, Pat. And this guy is all over the field. I mean, look, he's 6'1", 215 pounds, and kind of too small to be a linebacker. But I'll tell you, he is one big, hard-hitting, aggressive safety.
1st and 10, San Francisco at the Dallas 44. Again, a situation where they have to make something happen. Outside to Brent Jones. 1st down, San Francisco. Report from the Dallas Cowboys bench is that Emmitt Smith says he's okay. Just numbed it a bit.
Well, again, I think that was going to be the thing. Not could he start the game, not could he play, but how long he could play. And you see Troy Aikman is still trying to get that smelling salts to work. And usually when you can smell that long on it and it doesn't make your head jerk back, it's not working.
That was the first catch, by the way, by Brent Jones. 1st down, San Francisco at the 31. Young to throw it again. Gets it out to Ricky Waters. Waters got one block. Gets across the 25-24. Leon Lett finally made the stop.
Ricky Waters needs some of that emotion that he had last week against the Giants. You're not going to have that kind of game where you score 5 touchdowns in playoffs, but he's not as pumped up now. I mean, I think that you need emotion not only when you're ahead by 20 points, but sometimes when you're behind by 21 points is when you really need it. I mean, if you're going to pump yourself up and all your other guys up, now is when you need it.
Steve Wallace back at the left offensive tackle for the 49ers. Cowboys show a blitz. This is Waters. Waters breaks one tackle. First down, 49ers at about the 17. Dixon Edwards knocked him out of bounds.
And Dixon Edwards was the guy who blitzed. And he really hustled on that play. He started to blitz on the left side. You'll see Dixon Edwards right there. He's going to start up here. And then he misses the tackle right there. And then he just turns and changes and runs all the way. Now watch 58. He's going to be the guy coming in there that eventually makes it.
First down, 49ers. Young to Brent Jones. Out of bounds. At about the 11-yard line by Woodson. That's just what you were talking about that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they call him a safety, but when he hits you like a linebacker. See what he did to Brent Jones. That was a bootleg and a crossing pattern to Jones. Woodson was on him. He just pushed him up and threw him down.
Slung him out of bounds. 2nd and 4. They got 6 yards. Clock running, 6:35 left to play in the third quarter. Dallas still leads 28-7. Waters. That's the first down inside the 5. Stopped by Darren Smith. Waters got down to about the 2 or 3.
And now he's starting to show that life. And that's what, you know, the Cowboys don't want to let that happen, but the 49ers need it. I mean, this is what the 49ers need now. They need Ricky Waters to get that emotion so that, you know, that everyone plays off that, get that running game going. Then you can get the ball out to Rice and Taylor and get into a rhythm yourself like the Cowboys have been.
First and goal at the 4. Waters again. Touchdown, San Francisco. They had to make something happen, and they did.
Well, they needed emotion. They needed a lift. They needed some life. He was the guy that gave him to it last week in a big way, and he gave it to him on this drive.
George Seifert has to be feeling a little bit better. Ricky Waters gets into the end zone. There's Mike Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, with the headset on.
Last week against the Giants, Mike Shanahan, I think, called it close to a perfect game. This week, until now, they haven't gotten any rhythm against this Cowboy defense.
Kosar for the extra point. 28-14. Now the Cowboys leads by 2 touchdowns. We're still in the third quarter. Kosar again at quarterback. Kevin Williams to return it. And hit hard by the 49ers, Larry Kelm. Here comes Troy Aikman into the tunnel and back to the locker room.
You know, I think any time you get any player injured that has anything to do with the head or neck, you want to take every precaution. And, you know, I like to see this. I mean, I don't like to see a player out, but I like to see when a player has any kind of head or neck injury, I like to see every precaution taken, and that's what the Cowboys are doing right now with Troy Aikman.
And Bernie Kosar. And the Cowboys have it 1st and 10 at their own 17. Emmett Smith behind Kosar, and Kosar will throw it out to Smith. Smith did not quite make it to the 20. Stopped by Mike Walter.
You know, one thing about Bernie Kosar, he's a very bright quarterback, and sometimes in a backup quarterback, you want an experienced guy who doesn't have to have a lot of reps in practice. But we just happened to be talking about that the other day, and Jimmy Johnson was saying that Troy Aikman takes about 90 to 95% of the offensive plays. So Bernie Kosar has to get himself ready, practicing the other team's plays, and just with his mind, but he has an excellent mind.
Kosar straight back, under pressure. For Emmett Smith. Incomplete. 3rd and long. It's not the same offensive unit without Aikman. They just don't look the same.
And I think you can see what they're doing is they're starting to bring the linebackers. You're going to see number 53, Romanowski. You see him coming up on top. He's just an outside linebacker, and no one blocks him at all. But I think that's what the 49ers know now. They don't have to worry about movement. They don't have to worry about passing as effectively, so they can just go after the quarterback.
3rd and 9. 4:55 left to play in the 3rd quarter. 28-14 Dallas. Blitz again by the 49ers. Kosar gets it out to Michael Irvin. He makes a typical Irvin catch, and the 1st down Dallas.
Because the 49ers started to get a little greedy there on defense, Pat. That time they were not only bringing the linebacker Romanowski, but they're also bringing, you see, Tim McDonald, number 46, the strong safety. And Bernie was able to move away. He was getting pressure from his right. He moved just a little to his left and got the ball out to Michael Irvin. See Irvin running up here. He's running an out pattern and a little comeback, and Bernie makes a heck of a throw.
Don Griffin, the defender. Daryl Johnson, a great pickup on that blitz. Kosar will throw it again. Has some time this time. He has Novacek at midfield. And into 49er territory, stopped by Merton Hanks.
I don't know, they paid Bernie Kosar $1 million or something for half a season, but on those last 2 plays, he's starting to earn it.
Yeah.
Because they were going to gang up in that pass. They were going to blitz him. He beat the blitz, and then he comes back and hits Jay Novacek. Watch him. Now they calm the pass protection down a little. He has some of the time. He can look. He can wait a little and find Jay Novacek out there.
And another Cowboy 1st down at the 49er 49. Emmett Smith behind Kosar. But Bernie's going to throw it again. Gets away from the rush, throws incomplete. In the direction of Daryl Johnson. Right now, let's send you to Leslie Visser.
Pat, it's been a rough year for Troy Aikman. Remember, he hurt his back, then his ribs. He pulled a hamstring, now his head. He did walk up to the locker room under his own power, but he is sitting down in there. Dr. Robert Vandermeer, the Cowboy doctor, said he will not return to the field until his head is clear. Pat?
Thank you, Leslie. As John Madden said just a minute ago, anytime it involves a neck or a head, you just have to be sure.
You know, he's had one more thing. He's had a shoulder separation himself in addition to all those other injuries Leslie just talked about.
That nobody really knew about. Kosar gives to Emmett Smith. Emmett to about the 43.
You know, an interesting thing about Bernie Kosar, a couple games ago, I saw Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator, and he had this list of plays that he was looking at before he went into the game. And I said, what's that list? And he said, that's Bernie's list. And I said, what do you mean, Bernie's list? And he says, well, before the game, Bernie gives me a list of the plays that he thinks are the best plays against that defense. So I'll bet you Norv has Bernie's list right now, and I bet you those are the plays he's calling.
They're working right now, 3rd and 4.
It's a good-looking list.
Everybody got back. No flags. Kosar. Quickly to Harper. Harper's gone.
Went for the interception. He tried to jump in front of Harper. It was just like the championship game a year ago. Eric Davis tried to jump in front of it. Harper made the catch. And again, a heck of a throw by Bernie Kosar. About 3 or 4 heck of a throws on this drive by Bernie Kosar.
Again.
He's looking at Harper all the way. Eric Davis tried to jump it. That wasn't a great effort by Eric Davis. Merton Hanks, he overruns it, takes a bad angle. Alvin Harper gets a touchdown. I
believe that's Dana Hall who's down. Novacek holding. Gonna get there. Murray is good. And the Cowboys lead 38-14. What an addition he has been, Eddie Murray.
Good bunting,
Right.
but now the NFL's getting some good bunting.
Well, CBS means that doesn't mean come back soon.
You know, 13 seasons, 226 games,
58 Cowboy games.
58 Cowboy
Boy.
games.
Well, that's just a pretty good indication of how good they've been over the years.
You know, and you think of all those great games that we've had, not only with the Cowboys, but the Giants, the Redskins.
Look out for the Moose.
Yep, the Chicago Bears turned the Moose loose.
Turned Charles Haley loose today. 2nd and goal at the 1. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Well, they had to have a quarterback sneaked in back because they didn't have anyone left in the backfield. If you look, they start here goes their last guy in motion. When he gets out there, there's no one to hand it to, so boom, he just better take it himself. Steve Young does, one of the few quarterbacks in the league that kind of likes to lead with his head. You know, you can talk about money and what football is, but it's winning a Super Bowl and having that ring, because that ring stays with you the rest of your life.
Bernie Kosar. As you said, John, he probably won't be here next year, but he came in and did the job when he had to. Young is going up overhead, a flag on the play. It's out of the end zone and incomplete, but there's a penalty marker down. That's Ken the sideline, and it is indeed a great feeling. Mike Lorvin over for a visit. Jimmy Johnson and Emmett Smith trying to get through that crowd. That's going to be a tough job. That final score here at Texas Stadium is Dallas 38, San Francisco 21. Stay tuned for the NFL.